A YouTube user asks, despite having a bajillion socials, you never show your real face or use your real voice anywhere. Why? Greetings, humans.
It is I, Zipster, and today, or rather 2 weeks ago, I hit 500 subscribers, surpassing my old channel and in under 4 months' time too. That is impressive, and I never thought I could ever reach that, and that quickly too. It's all thanks to you. So for 500 subscribers, I'm doing this Q&A with these few questions I harvested over the past 2 weeks. Starting off, this question: why I don't show my real face or use my real voice? It really boils down to privacy and being comfortable. There's many good reasons why you shouldn't show your face on the internet. Impersonators, scammers, stalkers, being fed to an AI. The less of the internet has on you, the better. And unfortunately, due to the advent of AI being able to synth your voice alarmingly accurate in just a few clips, this now applies to your own voice too. Also, I'm still not exactly comfortable using my real voice. I personally prefer not to sound so masculine, but oh well. Oh, and by the way, this technically isn't my first video with my real voice. Before I discovered the TTS website to make my Left 4 Dead 2 videos last year, I made a TF2 one almost exactly a year ago, using my real voice
pitched up as high as this.
Funny. Anyways, next 2 questions that are related. Someone on YouTube asks for my honest take on AI, and another person asks why I mauled about Instagram so much on Reddit, despite using Instagram a lot. So going back to voices and faces fed into AI, my opinion on AI is generally mostly negative. We've come so far as a society to make great strides towards AI technology. It can indeed help us in so many ways, but right now, with all its problems and all the problematic people utilizing it, it's outright just a threat to our way of life. You got people or businesses, like social media platforms for example, they don't seem to understand that AI is meant to be a tool first and nothing else. AI should never run anything, yet they let it run everything, and the quality of things like moderation and tech support drops, resulting in frustrated users leaving en masse. Instagram and anything Meta is a fine example of this. Then you got people who understand it's a tool, a useful tool, to commit malicious things with, like using it to help them scam, or spreading misinformation by generating images, voices, and even deepfake videos so alarmingly accurately. Or just stealing other people's creative work to generate something using a part of that and passing it off as their own. AI art can never be real art, it's just overglorified tracing. Alright, rant over, moving on, next questions. The Real Pizza Girl asks, what Fallout game is my favorite? And am I more comfortable with they, them, or he, him pronouns, or are they both equal? So, honestly, I prefer Fallout New Vegas as my favorite, because despite being old and despite Fallout 4 and 76 being more modernized, Fallout New Vegas is honestly, it's just the best Fallout for me. It's everything a Fallout fan could ask for, relatively modernized, and especially for its time. A lot of the stories, a lot of the characters, a lot of the memes are just very memorable. And I'm planning to actually make more videos on Fallout New Vegas, I keep forgetting. And the second question, I think, to me, they're both equal to me, but I would honestly love to hear more they-thems being used in a singular context, because despite existing for centuries, people still don't acknowledge them properly, and that kinda sucks. Singular they is valid. Freak Attack asks, is milk considered a broth, making cereal a soup? No, because milk, you don't cook it to make it a broth. and cereal just isn't soup. You don't just pour milk onto a food to make it a soup. You need to do something special with it. Most cold soups that exist require you to cook it first, blend it, mix it together. So no, milk isn't a broth and cereal just isn't a soup. I still love you, Auntie Freak. Jozo asks, say a nice thing about each of your friends in our friend group, and out of them, who is my favorite, besides Gyro and Leah? So, Leah is my lover. I go where she goes. Gyro is the best canon writer. Her OC's slay. And you, Jozo, you're the funniest, most wholesome guy I've met. And out of them, besides Leah and Gyro, then in that case, you, Jozo, are my favorite. Come here, son. Give me a hug. A random Discord user asks, what's the biggest mistake I've made before in real life and online? Oh boy, y'all are in for a fun one. So, there are a lot of them. A lot. Here's the most recent I shared with friends. When I was in middle school, I was running late, so I microwaved something. I can't remember if it was something in foil or if I had a metal spoon in there. It arced and did what you'd expect metal in microwaves would do. However, it also shattered the glass. I'm still not sure how that happened because I've seen videos of other people microwaving arguably more dangerous things, and that turned out fine. It might be because it's old or something, and it couldn't withstand the arcing. I don't know. So now, with a bunch of glass on the floor, I took my food out, threw it away, and pretend it never happened, letting my parents discover it, ask if I did that. I deny it, so Mom chalked it up as microwaves are dangerous, and we never had a microwave since then. As for online, also a lot, but I'll share this one in particular. It's important. It was befriending someone with many major red flags, incredibly manipulative and toxic. They ended up trying to dox me and alienate other friends of mine, and just in general, ruined a good thing I had going on within another server I was in at the time. Always look out for and listen to red flags before choosing to associate with someone. It can really save you a world of hurt later down the line. Slushblock, by the way, based profile picture and name, Slushblock asks, what do I use to edit my videos? So before editing anything, I use Streamlabs to record my footage, and then I just pop the footage into Vegas Pro version 14, that's my video editor, and I make my edits, mostly trimmings, cuts, adding text, adding sounds, adding music, and recently adding the cute avatars Leah made for my TTS videos. And honestly, it served me well, and I don't foresee using any different video editors or upgrading my Vegas Pro to the latest because I've just gotten too used to the GUI to change. I've used this editor even before I used YouTube, and it served me well. I'm not changing. Leah asks, I think people will want to know what your plans are for the future on here. Maybe your favorite TV show? Technically not a question, but I'm always here to feature you, Leah. So, future plans, honestly, I think to just make more shorts, make more videos, and continue. When I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm eligible to become part of the Support a Creator program for Fortnite. So please move me closer to the finish line by subscribing. Thank you all. Oh, and my favorite TV show is Doctor Who. Chiro asks, tell us about your wife and kids. So my wife is Leah, and my children are Chiro and Jozo. Jozo's the funny one, and Chiro's the creative one. Love you all. I also have a brother-in-law named FCMC Burb. Prince Benjamin Cat, with the based Chapel Roan profile picture, asks, what are my top 3 music artists, and can we play Fortnite together? So, this is a pretty tough question to answer, but honestly, I think if I have to rank 3, it would be Taylor Swift, Lana Del Rey, and Olivia Rodrigo. I also like Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, Billie Eilish, Doja Cat, Madison Beer, but I just have to settle for these three. It's a really tough question. I just really love pop songs, and there's just so many cool pop artists. And of course we could play Fortnite together. Just be sure to add me or give me your epic tag and I'll add you. We may not have time, we may, I don't know, it really depends, but I would love to play around with you. Meep asks, who among your friend group, social group, are you most likely to betray if an apocalypse occurred? No! Not this question! Honestly, you know what? I'll flip the script and say I'll betray myself. How does that work? Well, I'm quite a chaotic individual, and I'll likely do something horrendously stupid just for laughs in a world devoid of that due to an apocalypse. I'll likely emulate Electro Boom or something, get hurt, and thus technically betray myself. FCMC Burb, my brother-in-law, asks, have you ever played Subnautica? What's my favorite game genre, and what's the first game I've ever played? So no, I've never played Subnautica. I do have an interest in getting it one day. My favorite game genre, I would say, would be sandbox games. I just enjoy the creative aspect of it, as well as the survival aspect that comes with it. Getting everything legitimate just to make a grand build, a cool base, or whatever. And I think the first game I've ever played would be a sort of push-the-box type game that was emulated for PC. It's hard to really describe, but basically you get a bunch of boxes and you have to push them in the blue circle where it designates at. It was a game made in the 90s for really old Japanese computers. I can't seem to find a copy of it nowadays though, sadly, but Push the Box is really similar to it. The Discord user asks, Chubby Bunny challenge when? When I feel brave enough to show my face. But I do love me some marshmallows though. What are my favorite song artists? Other songs that I've discovered recently that I ended up liking? Blink 182 songs, especially All the Small Things. It's just really spectacular. It's very 90s to 2000s and I just love it. A Blue Sky user asks, what's my pit crew? It's so pretty. My pit crew is made by Phalions. I'll give a link in the description below on how to make yours. I even got assets from it from Inspect Element to make slight color adjustments and edits, and it turned out pretty well. Honestly, I love it. Maggie, my sister-in-law, asks, do I watch Winx? Sadly, I do not, but I'll definitely check it out and watch it with my wife. And finally, last question, a TikTok user asks, why do I leave hate comments up? Do they not bother me? Unless they're overly offensive and bigoted, or they cross the line straight to harassment, I leave them up because they really don't bother me at all. I don't need some random person I don't know telling me I suck at a game. I just do. I don't care. If the kill looks cool, I'll post it. And these comments drive engagement up. At least that's what I noticed on YouTube Shorts. I don't know about TikTok. I don't really understand how the algorithm there works. But the more comments that I get, positive or negative, it just drives up engagement. And that's honestly beneficial for me. It's one of the best things they can do for me, honestly. So they really don't bother me. And I'm glad to keep them up so long as they don't go too far. If they do, they're getting nuked and blocked. No questions asked. And that's all. Thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe to get me to become a creator on Fortnite. And I would love you all forever when it happens. And feel free to leave questions in the comments for me to answer if I wasn't able to get yours on here. Bye!